What's up, everyone? My name is Zach.
How's it going, guys? My name is Jesse.
Hello, everyone. My name is Connor.
What's up, guy? My name is Brian.
Why are you gay?
Órale, fools. My name is Marco.
And we are the Boys of Ventura. Yes, another
Yo,
Lizzo joke attempt.
yes, the boys, the boys who did it. No, it's fine.
We did it, the boys. We did our first Lizzo joke of the year.
Daddy, chill.
I keep
Anyways,
forgetting you have the upgraded version.
We're back with another Tier Listin episodes, and today is a perks, Perk-a-Colas from Call of Duty Black Ops Series. Zombies in
yeah.
general.
So as you can see, we have pretty much 1 through 6. Of course, excluding all the ones from BO4, because let's just be real, BO4 was like the worst zombies installment, other than the story lore. But yeah, so this is pretty much all the other ones. I did involve
BO6 new perks, right?
yeah, I did add death perception, as you can tell, which is originally a BO4 one, but it actually did go through Cold War and is in BO6 right now.
As
So
in BO6 as well. Yeah.
fuck it. Before we start the video, please consider buying our shirts. You know, I know it's cold right now, but one of these days you'll thank us for having a shirt like this. Here
And a
we are.
sweater.
Oh yeah, definitely a sweater, especially since it's cold right now. Kind of like what we're talking about. But yeah, just consider buying one of our two options, a shirt or a sweater, or even both, and we'll hook you guys
Yeah.
up. Yeah, message us.
Even taking into consideration, even Trump and Obama was talking about it, man. So it was very real.
Yeah, bro. Like you can see our Instagram. You know, Trump and Obama were agreeing about it. You know, they were talking about buying our sweaters. It was awesome. So very wholesome. So you guys could be the
Very,
next
very, very
people
wholesome.
after.
Good video.
First one, of course, is Mile Machado.
Mainly macchiato, bro. It's like a fucking coffee.
Machado.
Matito,
Machato.
carnal.
I personally give
Alrighty.
it. My opinion is it's a C.
For me, it's a B or A. I mean, yeah, it's been added in BO6. I tried it only once. It's not my go-to. I'll say that.
I think it'd probably be one of my last perks to go to, just because it's like, you know,
Yeah,
it is kind of pointless, and honestly, it's like one of those perks where, you know, you kind of find more reliable, like rounds 1 through 10, and then it kind of like gives you the hard time, and you kind of start getting deep shit if you try to use it, because then like zombies
hmm
keep on hitting on you, and then you're fucking down a second later. So that's why I'm saying it's like a C for me.
agree. I'll say maybe
Honestly,
a
I
low, a
give
low
that bitch
B.
a fucking D or an F.
A D or a
That thing is
F?
the most useless thing ever.
A D
Yeah.
or okay.
Honestly,
Yes.
it's just a waste of money.
For me, I mean, I could live without it. I mean,
Yeah,
it's like when you go
exactly.
to a store for like the most boring chips ever. Like if you need it or if you just find it there, you just get it because you need something like to buy.
I mean, yeah,
That
it's
it's
like
kind of
you
like
can
that
have
type
it.
of
It's just like,
comparison.
no, I get
Yeah.
that. It's just like, I don't see a point of having it, honestly.
hmm
I tried it once. Was not worth whatever it was worth. I think it was like 4,000.
Depends how many
Though
perks you have.
every perk, yeah, it's a freaking
I think
yeah.
the
Every
starter is like
perk you get,
2,000 or 1,500. One of the two.
2,500,
Is it?
2,500. It starts at 2,500. Each perk you get, it keeps stacking up. I think by 500. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It depends how many perks you have
Eh,
because
whatever.
any
How much of it is?
yeah. Um well yeah,
I would probably give it a C.
I see. Okay.
Just because, like, I mean, I haven't really seen it ton of times. Um, but I mean, it doesn't really seem like it's harmless, other than the fact that it really doesn't do anyone really that many favors. Probably C.
Okay. Brian?
For me, it gotta be F. No one really uses it. I gotta agree
F?
with Mako. Yeah.
Okay. I see what you
Yeah.
guys mean.
Brian making a decent F tier rank
Well,
for once.
with that being said, 3 on C, 2 on F. It's fair to say it's probably like a high D.
D.
High D.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give it like a
Heidi.
mid D.
I mean, who do we use it, honestly?
I only used it once because I was curious.
Yeah, I wanted to see how
I
it
was
worked.
too, and that's the only time I
It
used
was
it.
Just like
pretty
your sexuality, Jesse.
Huh?
like his
Just
what?
like your sexuality. You also curious about that?
Curious about.
His
I'm
personality?
fucking confused. Fuck what? I was just curious about how that perk worked. That's it. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Brian. Brian, are you on drugs? Are you okay?
No, you are. Since you got deported.
Why are you gay?
Yeah.
He
So
went
it was you with those sound effects.
he went to go
Oh
learn about his
yeah. No.
culture again.
No.
I always knew Brian was Japanese.
He's Wampanese.
Okay, what?
Bro, that was the most perfect time thing ever. Good job on that fucking button.
Whatever. Next topic. Or next.
Oh,
Next topic. Wait, we're doing another topic, Brian?
Why are you
That's
gay?
finding the right cat for you.
why are you gay?
That's the least you can do after saying we had another topic and we didn't, Brian.
Okay, well, this shouldn't be a shocker that Brian can't decide what we're doing right now because of trivia. So I'll take over again, Brian. Thank you very much.
And he's gay.
Um,
And he's gay, but yeah.
oh, of course.
You know, we
The number
disagree
one,
upon.
the number one problem. No, I'm just kidding.
Whatever. Next book.
Okay.
I'm not
Element.
kidding. I'm not kidding.
Yo, I'm good with the soundboard, bro. Damn.
Man, he about to abuse
Here,
it.
here, here, here,
Pay
here.
for
I
that
got
shit,
one.
honestly.
Here, I got one. Brian, you're gay.
I knew
Okay, we need to continue this shit. We're going. Okay.
The more you laugh, the more you're going to.
Brian, quit trying to flirt with me. That's gay.
No, that's Jesse's job.
No, you're the one that's gay. Shut up.
True, but I'm not really craving
see, you admit
white
it.
meat right now. Nope.
Well, I don't want you to crave white meat.
What do you mean? You literally just said it.
No.
I'd kind of be
You didn't
terrified.
get the reference.
I'd be terrible. Did you say rabbit meat or white meat?
What?
You're
White
fucking-
meat, white bitch.
What
Oh,
the?
okay,
Come
next
here.
perk. Next perk.
Thank you.
Huh?
Okay,
Brian made a decent choice this time. Wow.
next perk. Elemental pop. I honestly would consider this another C, because it's like
I give this
I
one a high C. High C.
I kind of give it a C just because like half the time you don't get what you want and like it's pretty much like where you pack a punch your gun and you get like dead wire or all those mods, but like it's
You get the ammo
temporary.
mods. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
literally
it's
it. That's literally
temporary.
yeah.
I
Oh,
don't
it just
think
gives you ammo mods. Oh, I see.
it's
It
temporary
gives you
though.
random. Yeah.
It's like a rare shoot. Like you have to shoot.
Just a random one, that's it? Okay,
Yeah,
I see.
but like it doesn't give you it
Yeah.
like permanently. It's like all of them randomly, which kind of
Yeah. Exactly. You get all the freaking. You get all the ammo mods, but like you don't know which one's gonna shoot first, basically.
yeah.
In all honesty, I've never used this perk, so I'm gonna give it a C just to be dead honest.
Okay, fair enough.
I give it a C. It's sometimes useful, and there's sometimes I got good clutches with it, but I mean I wouldn't say it's a priority for me to get. It's not on my top perk list.
No, no, definitely not.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really remember off the top of my head that I had to use this. The concept of it doesn't really sound very promising, though. I mean, literally, like having just ammo mods for this piece of shit, and then have it not be at a time, have it not come into play at a time where you can have control over it, doesn't really sound any fun. I mean, I would probably give it a C or a D. Um, I would, I would say probably like a low C
Okay.
because I haven't had that much history with it, but I'm only really like saying this based on like what I've been heard about the description for it.
Yeah, 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 of course.
I say B, honestly.
A B?
Oh, you. Ooh.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it, like you know how you try to like upgrade your guns, but then like the ammo amount, like you don't have like time for it. So it's easier to get the perk than like get all the perks and like save up your munition or scrap to upgrade your gun. So that way, when you like fully upgrade, you can go to the ammo mods. Kind of like you saving up a bit.
Yeah, but at the same time, you're not even getting the guaranteed one that you kind of want. And like mostly people just
True.
want one.
Yeah, but I feel like it mostly like able to help you assist to the map around in a way.
Hmm. Okay.
Plus, it help you like decide which ammo mods fit you the best. If you think
Right.
about it, because like Jesse sometimes with brain want, I sometimes use fire mod. I think it was called.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, freaking napalm burst or some shit like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, I get
So
what you coming from. Um,
I think
okay.
best based on our answers, I think it's a C then.
A high
Based
C.
on
yeah.
what we said.
High C is
Yeah.
definitely fair. Okay, cool, 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 cool. All right, next one. Oh yeah, we're going into the somewhat classics.
The
Electric Cherry.
classic right here, bro.
My
Electric cherry,
boy,
bro.
I gotta put
That's
it
an
at
A right
a
there, bro.
I gotta put it at like
Actually,
a
no.
low
Yeah,
S.
S. Yeah, because it's classic. You cannot fucking miss this, bro. Right there in freaking
One of the most needed
Mob of the Dead.
perks in Call of Duty history. I mean, what can I say about this? Call of the Dead was probably one of the most well-versed displayed perks on the map where, if you got the Blundergat, which is a shotgun, it only had one round ammunition, which kind of sucked, but then you found out about Electric Cherry. It was a perfect setup or loadout, I would say, and you just keep on going to town with zombies, and like it really made things a lot easier. And even with any
It
other guns, like if you're getting surrounded by
yeah.
zombies, they get stunned, you have
Hmm.
a chance to escape if you're in a corner. Like this is fucking like top A, top S type shit.
It it it, it yeah. It clutches. There's a few times I always get it whenever we play Mob of the Dead. Fucking, I'm glad they brought it back to in BO3, where
Definitely.
where you take the perk machine, the one that gives you random perks. I remember getting electric cherry, and I was like, that shit fucking fire. I was like, they brought that shit back. You
I'm
know?
pr- and I'm praying they bring it back in BO6. I can only
Oh
hope.
man,
Well,
they
you
need to
never
bring
know.
they gotta bring that back. They gotta bring that perk machine back too. Fucking the Wonder Fizz or some shit. I think it's called Wonder Fizz.
Well, it's kind, I guess in a way, but it's kind of pointless since the perk machine's already like pretty much fulfilling it, and it does even more better because like it's not randomized. You can buy whatever perks off it you want.
Oh yeah, yeah. I guess the multi perk machine right there. Yeah,
They just need to bring more
that one
perks
helps a
in.
lot.
I feel like that would help it a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, what do you guys think?
Probably belongs in maybe A or
A.
B. I do remember this a little bit. Always like after like playing, like mainly zombies and then having enough for a perk, I would get this somewhere down the road. Um feel like, it's good for like the energy for like when I'm moving around. You can kill zombies a little quicker, it seems like. Um that's really what I would have to say for that.
Hmm. I gotta say A.
A.
I mean,
Mm.
it's OP, but at the same time, not all of us will get the shotgun. So
No, it's not saying it's in general. Anytime you reload the your weapon, it shocks the zombies around you, basically.
true, but
And it gives you a
When you
chance
like go
to
down,
escape.
you have but when you go down, you have to get it again.
But we're not talking about when you get down, we're talking about the perk usage. That's what the point of the
The
video
yeah.
is.
True,
We're
true. But
not
for
talking
my
about.
case, I usually get it like when I get like jug and speed cola. So not usually my third perk to get by after.
True, true, true.
So
I
Yeah,
guess. Guess.
that's what I gotta say. Eh?
Marco.
Honestly, I give that bitch an S tier. That bitch was OP as fuck.
Nice.
Here we go. Yeah.
I'm like
Alright.
every time you're reloading shit and we fucking shock zombies. That shit was crazy. Was very helpful.
I can safely say this belongs at a high A.
There we go.
Alright.
Huh.
BO4 Death Perception. I'm gonna be honest, I mean, I see the quality of it, I see what it does. Kind of like what
But
Marco was saying about Melee or, Brian. There's really not that much quality to get from this. So honestly, I would probably put this at a D.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you on that one. It's really, I mean, you get to see zombies where they're coming from through the wall and shit. I mean, nothing really too magical or too crazy, you know.
but
Freaking, not really
like
like waste of money right there. A little bit, kind of, you know. I don't
And it,
fucking. Every time I see the perk machine, I fucking that perk machine. I walk right past it, dude. I don't really. I don't give a fuck about
what
it.
true.
Yeah.
what kind of makes it more useless is that, starting with Cold War. I mean, BO4 maybe a little bit more, but like now, we have UAV or mini maps now to where it shows like what's on the other side. They show like dots indicating zombies or like skulls indicating like mini
hmm
bosses.
Yeah,
So
we already got a UAV map helping us already, so I don't.
yeah,
It kind of makes it pointless now,
so
you know.
I mean, it's a low quality perk. Like if you really need like if you're really trying to fill your set and gloat to the guys when you're playing a fucking round of zombies, like, hey, look, guys, I fucking did it. Like it's that type of perk. Nothing really
Yeah,
beneficial, I would say.
yeah.
For this one, I would say, I mean, I don't really have a lot of history with BO4 in particular. Doesn't really seem that appealing of like a perk though, other than, just being able to see zombies, from usually wouldn't see them. If that's all I can really offer, then I don't really see the appeal of it much. Low C.
Low C. Okay.
Brian, you
But
already said your opinion, right?
Well, sort
Oh no,
of.
not yet. Sort of, but
I
yeah.
mean, I was kind of saying like, but. Well,
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
opinion, it gotta be like D or F between those lines. I always get that put glass, and not really much useful if you, even though like depending on the map area, you can still tell where the zombie gonna spawn
Yeah,
if you
exactly.
at it. So not really much of a useful. Not even when it was in Cold War zombies.
Yeah. Now when they brought it in Cold War, I was like, "What the fuck is this?" I fucking get it. I'm like, "That's it." I was just thinking of something else, bro. I was like, "Bro, even fucking Voltrade is better than that shit." Damn.
Yeah, so
agreed
that's
on
my
that.
final decision between those two.
Marco, what do you
Well,
think?
those options.
Honestly, gotta give it a D. Was not very useful.
Not very useful. Okay.
There we go. There we go.
The same
So,
thing as that punching Seattle bitch.
yeah. Okay, so we'll probably just put this right into D safely. Now, this one, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna expect all of you to know about this one, because I'll even say this is
Classic,
more
but
a
it's hidden, bro.
rare. It's a rare perk. I mean, you'd have to get the DLC on BO2, but it's Die Rise, and it's like this Japanese building that kind of collapsed, and you have to like make your way around it with the elevator still somewhat working, and this perk is there. And what it does is it's like when you die or fall off, if you like get down by zombies, it's pretty much what quick revive solely did when you were just playing by yourself, is like kind of revive you, but you have to like do the work yourself. So like it duplicates yourself, kind of like when you're when you get shocked or when you turn into the beast, you have to go revive your or you're gonna have to go revive yourself a little bit or turn back into the human form. Kind of like that concept. And you have to avoid zombies though. But I mean, honestly, this perk does kind of do more than quick revive. Should for like solo player, I would say. So
Hmm.
with that being said, I would probably put it at like a high C, maybe low B.
Yeah, I would agree with that one. I was put it on B. I mean, well, it's the only map freaking you can get it is die rise. You know that map has its ups and its downs. Like literally, I mean, I wouldn't say I need to have it, but it was helpful at times whenever I get downed, and I'll just go revive myself real quick. You know, kind of does what Tombstone does, like in like Cold War. I remember in Cold War when I got Tombstone, freaking I got downed and I was able to revive myself. Yeah, so kind of, I think in Cold War they kind of snuck in who's who in freaking Tombstone.
A little bit.
Freaking uh yeah, no, I give it a B. Freaking it has his it really does help whenever you mostly need it in the high rounds. So yeah, it goes for
I
me.
I'd probably rank it a little higher if it was displayed a little bit more in more maps instead of just die rise. Because even mods are kind of like trying to display it more and see its true potential, which I appreciate, but I just wish that, actual like Activision would consider that for future projects because it is actually not a bad perk.
Once again, I don't really have the most knowledgeable history about it. It does seem more promising than like some of the other perks that I've talked about. Um, and you said that it's also has like some Japanese lore to it also.
I was saying the map that it's from does, and that's
Oh, the
literally,
map does?
yeah, because like the only map this exists in is like one from BO2, and it actually was a map that was like the most hated on BO2, which honestly actually isn't that bad if you like get the ways around the map, I would say. But yeah,
Yeah. But it doesn't really have that much of a presence outside of the Japanese map.
no, it's not really talked about that much.
I guess I can see why there isn't a high opinion of it, but not really so much the hate. I would
Yeah,
probably give it a high I would probably give it a high C, to be honest.
I see. Okay, okay,
Yeah, I mean, based on like the quality that I have heard about it, you know,
yeah, okay,
um, just for, like the idea that, like it's kind of like quick revive, even though it takes more work, and you're
right,
not going inside as like a ghost or a beast.
right.
Yeah. Brian, Marco, or
In
whoever
all
has to
honesty,
go
I've
next.
never used that perk,
Yeah,
so I'm gonna give it a neutral C because I've never heard of this perk or I've even tried this perk before.
really.
I didn't even know it existed until you guys mentioned it.
Crazy. Okay, Brian,
I'd say B.
B.
Like it's a useful perk to have, but also at the same time, only just one map. So, it kinda loses a bit of a value because of the map and due to Activision's being dicks about it. So,
Fair, fair. Okay, so combining all of our picks together, this deserves a high C. A very high C, like borderline B, I would almost say. Next one, Tombstone. This one, I mean, it does, I'll be honest, like, for what it is, it's a really good concept of a perk. Um, Sadly though, it only works in like a handful of maps, like to where it works to where you want it to work. Cause like there is this kind of like glitch that you can do in town where, if you down yourself, with the perk, you can actually have it as a fifth perk. Let's just say if you get like Juggernaut and like three other perks before you grab the tombstone again, like where you died, you'll get like five or six perks, depending on like which ones you grabbed, of course. But yeah, I mean it's like it's beneficial like that, and like that's like a demonstration of like how much like high quality it is. But I mean just the scenarios where I would use it, I really can't see myself using it unless it's like the newer maps. So, with that being said, like I said, B for sure.
I'll go next. I think it is kind of cool just the little benefits with it. I mean, with like basically, as a Perca-Cola. I mean, I do kind of remember it a little bit, like whenever we would do it on a transit, it was always there, but it would kind of take a while to get there, and it's not even like present in like a lot of like maps. So I would probably give it a low B.
Low B. Okay.
Yes.
Jesse?
Well, I don't know where the fuck that fool is, but honestly, I like Tombstone. It was
Oh
really
no! Oh
helpful
shit!
when
I'm
you
right here.
actually.
I'm right here.
Nah, fuck.
I was
Reason.
muted, bro. I was muted.
I don't
Fuck.
give a fuck.
Oh, fuck
I
you,
don't
me
give
I
a
guess
too.
you
fuck.
took a
So
page from Connor.
Jesse, you
All
wasted
Yeah,
your
good.
turn.
All good.
You need to wait. Go on,
I'll
Marco.
wait. I'll
yeah. Waste
wait.
your
Go,
turn
Marco.
now.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I thought, fool.
Dos bros tacos looking
Alright, no,
ass.
but I'm fool. You like tacos de pito, carnal. You got them on the chopping block.
God, I'm being
Fuck
wasteful
you,
over
man.
here.
You motherfucker, chocolate looking ass motherfucker.
Chocolate.
Leave me your
This
comments.
motherfucker look like
Whoever
dark
win
chocolate
this
over there.
war.
bros are fighting like
That fool looks
Kreska
like
and
a
his
monkey
dad.
from fucking.
Oh, I'm waiting for your. Yeah, exactly. I thought you were about to explain your rate, bro.
I was, but that joke was so sad. But no, honestly, Tombstone was a really good perk. That shit was always a nice backup to have when, in case if you died.
No.
I enjoyed you having that perk. Anytime I was able to get it.
What rating do you give it?
So I'm giving it an A.
Nay. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Honestly, for me, I think I'll give it a B. Useful, but I don't really like get it as much as I used to because like now in the BO6 you can get all the perks. There's no perk limit, so like I would usually only get Tombstone because of that perk, the freaking Tombstone glitch in town. And getting the three perks that I have, and then freaking downing yourself, and then freaking yeah. One time I would get it, but it's cool. I think I used it in Cold War. Yeah, Cold War. Uh, and it was helpful. So yeah, Tombstone's gonna continue to be helpful regardless. But the only times I remember just using Tombstone, was that Tombstone glitch in town. Pretty much it. But yeah, I give it a B.
I say C.
C. Okay.
I mean, with the it is useful back in the old days, but now no one even uses it. And the worst
That's
thing
true.
about it that when you do die and get revived, you respawn to spawn, but you still take damage from zombies. So,
You have to be quick about, but yes, I see what you mean.
but knowing that it doesn't require. I mean, because of
Oh,
the perks. So, yeah.
Okay, well, with everything that was gathered, We go from A to C. I say split the difference and put it at a B.
All right, all right,
Okay,
all
makes sense.
right.
Oh, right, oh, right.
All right. Well, we are down to one of my honest top three favorites. Widow's Wine. Oh boy.
That's
This
definitely not list, bro. Uh, I want them to bring
so
it back in BO6, man.
same.
Activision, bring it back.
I wish they brought it
Maybe.
back after fucking BO3. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
they did a really good job like displaying it everywhere in BO3. I mean, the perk machine and all that shit. Or I'm sorry, the Der Eisen machine and all. I mean, like this perk was still in every map somehow. So I mean, you gotta appreciate it. But after that, just no word about it, and everyone was like pretty pissed. Honestly, with all the potential that I had, it was only in BO3. Pretty much what it does is like you're pretty much Spider-Man, but you can't like swing webs or anything. You can they're like spider bombs and like it slows them down, slowly kills them. You get the spider knife that kind of does more damage than like usual, like if you knife a zombie. It also slows them down too, also, and then it kind of gives you an extra shield. So I mean, it's definitely like a extra layer of protection. I would definitely
Super
put this.
beneficial.
I would definitely put this at a S tier.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna give it an S tier as well. I mean, it's one of my go-to perks. One of the top perks I would get. Freaking every time a zombie hits you or near you, fucking automatically just throws a fucking web bomb and slows them down. Even kills them too sometimes. But it freaking always helps. Freaking no bad situations with Widow's Wine. S tier it is.
I would probably give it maybe an A. I remember this one a little bit from Shadows of Evil, I think it was, because we would usually play that shit.
Mhm.
Um, and Widow, this thing was in it. You were able to get rid of the zombies by throwing the bomb at them a lot usually, and just the way the speed that it does it is pretty quick. Pretty convenient all around. Once again, I think A is a good spot for it.
Wampus.
And which one are you calling that?
The only
I'm calling
one,
you Wampus, motherfucker. Damn.
the only Wampus here. The fuck?
I say S tier as well. It is a use for perk. Also, die fast.
Mhm.
Plus, you better use your tacticals in the match. So,
Mhm.
Okay.
woohoo. It's a bit of expensive, but totally worth it.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it for real.
Mhm.
I can agree with that. For sure.
Marco,
Well, you know what? I'll give that a B. No, actually an
A
A.
B?
It was
Okay.
really helpful, honestly.
Okay, I was gonna say,
I was
fool,
about
what
to,
the
I was
fuck?
about to tell you, big
Um,
dog. What the fuck?
fuck
yeah.
you, damn. Nah, I give that
No,
thing an
let
A.
the
That was
boy
actually
speak.
a pretty helpful
Let the
perk.
man speak.
I actually like Widow's Wine. That was a good perk. It really did help with like bigger crowds of zombies and shit.
But
But
out
yeah,
of
I give it an
curiosity,
A.
Okay.
why you chose B in the first place,
No,
Marco?
he did it for fucking with
I'm
us. He was
fucking
fucking
with
with
you.
us.
You asked the dumbass question.
Well,
Well,
okay. Before Brian embarrasses himself, even more, um, let's let's go ahead and put this at a high A. High A.
All right. I'm
All
not
right.
doing that.
I believe you. All right. Next
yeah,
one. Speed Cola. I
S tier.
I personally would put this at an A or S tier for sure. Definitely one of my go-tos as well. Um, one of my top two go-tos, I would say, if I can find it. If not, I mean, I'll have to get another perk, but this is definitely one of the ones that is on my mind when, I need to like get that grind going, you know, especially when I'm going with a like RPD or like a heavy machine gun, like you're definitely gonna need this. So I personally say
Definitely,
S or
definitely.
A.
Yeah, I personally give it a S tier. Always looking for that one. Always fucking needing it. No matter what, it's gonna help you regardless. Faster reloads. It's in the name, speed cola. Fast hands. Freaking every time I have like a heavy machine gun or anything, boom, straight up fucking getting that speed cola. So yeah, beneficial. Love it. S tier.
Yeah, this was always fun. Whenever we do zombies, it helps you to move around a lot quicker. I feel like, and for my experience at least, like I don't remember having to like spend a lot within the game, or at least won't be like a too long into the game whenever I play, where I'm gonna be able to achieve it. Um, no matter like when I do it or how many perks I have. So I would probably give it an A.
A. Okay. Brian?
I said S
S.
because the reason why, there are like some guns that we got attachment to it, and like it takes longer to reload. But with the speed cola, it helps you equip equip the reload fast and able to keep on shooting out more longer.
Mm.
Some use LMGs, assault rifles, and sometimes SMG for it. That way you're able to continue. Shoot may went out fast, but you get the most damage out of it
Mm.
or the most use.
Okay.
But
Good
it's like
enough.
everyone's second choice after game jug, so
Heck yeah.
Marco.
I give it an S. Honestly, it was. I like it just because I like using like machine guns and RPGs and shit.
Okay.
It was way better to have that and actually reload as fast as an actual SMG or AR. It
Okay.
was
Hmm.
taking like fucking 40 years to reload.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I think we all could feel that when we played BO2 or any game, honestly.
Yeah.
Um, okay, well, I'm thinking a low S tier
All
Okay.
right.
Sounds
All
about
right.
right.
ah,
because I
Sounds right.
said
Yeah.
I said SA, Marco and Jesse said S, Connor and Brian said more A, so I think that's more
I
fair.
said S.
Oh, fuck, my bad then.
You can move it to
Majority
S
said S
then. I
though.
mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it could go either way.
Okay, so yeah, then I guess we could do like a mid S. Mid S sounds fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Cool.
next up, Stamina Up. Um,
Ooh.
this one I personally think should go more at a A, just cause like if I don't really see a lot of I don't see like a lot of scenarios where it could fit every scenario, you know, like where you would have to need this. Because if you look at some of the maps, especially like the older maps, and you'll notice like it's really not that much moving, and it kind of ruins the purpose of like having stamina up. So I mean like big maps, I would on a great note put this at like a S minus, especially like transit. If you missed the bus, this is definitely a fantastic perk. But I mean, there's so many maps where you don't really need it, and you could pretty much survive just about anything else it kind of supplies you with. Um, so that's why I think A. I mean, it just doesn't really, other than like I said, transit, it doesn't really show off its benefits as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it an A or actually a B because usually I really don't need
Uh,
it. I only need it with when like Zach said, freaking with big maps because you're gonna need to be running everywhere and stuff. You know, but other than that, yeah, I mean, I really don't really use it. I mean, when I feel like I'm gonna need it, then I'll go to it. But it's not like one of my first three perks I'll get. But yeah.
I would
Okay.
probably
Okay.
give it maybe a high A from my experiences with it. It's been very useful. Stamina, just being able to sprint faster, especially in transit. If you miss the bus and you got a way to catch up. Um, I also really like the design they have for it, like the little machine for when you see it. And I think I've seen it enough in like a lot of rounds to really have a high opinion of it. So I would probably have it at an A.
An A.
Not really much
Okay.
of a not really much of a setback for having it really.
Brian?
I say A. It is useful, but at the same time, usually like the fourth perk to get because so like if a teammates go down, you have quick revive. You go, but it's on the other side of the map. You really have to like run
Uh-huh.
real quick. So it's useful, but at the same time, you know, it's just not really the perk that most needed when you play it on your map.
I give it
An A. All right,
I
boom.
give it A. Honestly, an
Okay.
egg. What are you?
I'll give it
I give it
a
an A. Honestly.
Uh,
A.
what
A
what
A A A Ron.
what comes before A?
B.
A.
Before,
Before
before,
B,
Oh,
A,
before,
C,
not
D,
after.
E, F.
Oh, the lights were on. They just forgot to turn them on.
Wait, what comes before A? B.
The lights are on Brian's brain. No one's home though.
Okay.
Mm,
Well, with that being said, I think it's fair enough that we put this at a mid A.
all right.
All right, all right. Quick
Right on.
revive. Now, it's a really good perk. Definitely needed. If let's just say you decide to be like the healer of the group, because I feel like in like Call of Duty games, especially zombies, you're one of the four. You're like a commando, like um melee guy. You're a healer, like making sure you have like arsenal, or like you're like a heavy machine gun type of guy. Like four of those guys, and one of them is always like that type of guy where they need a quick revive. And with that situation, quick revive is always there. Um, it's helpful when you need it. Honestly, it's even better when you're doing it solo. But when you find out when you're playing against multiplayer, the perks don't fucking work how it should in solo. It kind of is like a letdown, but it does make sense like once you get used to it. But honestly, I would probably put it at like a high B.
I would have to go with the B or C. I really don't use quick revive a lot. Um, I'm never really the one for the healer. I think there's only one time I only get it like if I'm doing solo because it revives you when you get down in your solo. But other than
Right.
that, freaking, I really don't get it at all. No, freaking. Yeah. But yeah. That being said, it's gonna be a B or C. Those two.
There you go.
I think maybe an A or B for that. I played with in maps where this has been present kind of frequently. I like what it does for some people, like just the speed it has at, allowing you to revive your teammates. even like a little quicker than usually. Um, but from what I hear, it basically is better when you do it solo. Um, I think it would be a little better if it had more of a presence in other maps. Because compared to like Speed Cola, um, it's not really that well known. I feel like for that. Um, so I would probably maybe give it a B.
Hmm. I want to say B as well. Or C. It's kind of vice versa in a way on how you use it. Like depending on like your teammates, there's always one doing the Easter egg. One had to be the healer, and then the other one that had to distract the zombies while the person doing the Easter egg would get taken down. It's
Right.
kind of like it is a useful perk, but also at the same time, it's not that much usable depending on your teammates or the strategy you use. So
A or B. Okay, Marco.
Mm, I'll give it like a high B or a low A. It's
Okay.
a good perk, especially when you have it on your own, because you can self revive yourself. But it's still a good perk with teammates. Makes it better, faster to revive them,
Right.
especially when you're in the higher rounds and you gotta get them up quick to keep going.
Right. Right. Okay. Well, with that being said, I think this does deserve to pass Tombstone at a B.
For sure.
PhD Flopper. Okay, so this one is a little confusing because if you don't know, PhD Flopper, they kind of combine both of the moves together. So I forgot the other one, but it was PhD Slider and then PhD Flopper. Flopper obviously is where you dive forward and you do that big like surrounding wave that kills zombies around you. Slide pretty much like kind of does that in a way, but like it kind of leaves a trail behind, and if a zombie steps on it, they start to like get damaged and they die. BO6 has both of them for PhD Flopper because you can dive and slide both. Um, but yeah, if we're talking about like a BO6 one, I mean, I would probably put it at like a high, or no, a low A, the high B. But if we're talking about like just flopper from like the older ones, I would probably keep it at like maybe mid C. Just cause like, back then it used to be 2 hits and you're out. So I mean, pretty much when you do that move, you pretty much have like a bunch of zombies around you. You unfortunately have the downfall of potentially getting hit twice, like right there and then, and it kind of ruins the point of even trying to move. So, I mean, yeah, I think between an A or C would be good for me.
Nah, for me, honestly, I ever since like they brought PhD Slider or basically PhD Flopper back from in BO Cold War, I used started using it frequently even more. You don't really see it in like BO2 or BO3. It's only on I think Call of the Dead is like the first time I saw it on that map, and it's a really good perk. I think I utilize it very well, and whenever there's a group of zombies, I just fucking dolphin dive and fucking explode them, or it's helpful. It's not like the first go to perk, but it's definitely like if I'm looking for my fourth perk, PhD Flopper is like the one for me. So on that, I give that an A.
I would personally give it a C. I haven't really played with it a lot to really have a big opinion on it. I mean, I know that usually you want to try to use it to better yourself, when you're fighting zombies. But at the same time, from what I hear, it doesn't really always serve its purpose, especially if it does gives damage to the players. So I would probably have it at a C personally.
I say C. I mean, it does have much use, but at the same time, it doesn't necessary to get immediately. And like the
Mm-hmm.
more rounds you do it, the less damage it takes. So I mean, it's useful in the beginning, but same time, not really a necessary of getting it.
Right on. Marco? Can hear your bitch ass.
Fuck
Speak
you.
to us.
Fuck you and you.
Ew. Jesse can have you.
Wampanese.
I don't speak
Wompany.
I don't speak Taco Wampanese.
Taco Wampanese.
Right. That's why they call it. That's where they got the wontons from.
I don't speak Japanistan.
Uh, uh, honestly, I give that perk a B. I mean, it's a good perk, and good for like dealing damage to, like a big crowd, but not really my favorite.
What you said B, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. We could probably put this at a low, maybe like a low B, I feel.
Okay.
Meal kick is our next one.
Meal kit.
Ooh,
I'd
Ooh.
probably debate S to A. Only reason being is that it is kind of hard to maintain three guns at once, and a lot of people kind of have troubles with it. And I feel like, it is kind of expensive. So, I mean, it's a really great thing, but I just feel like the price for it's kind of not worth it sometimes. And you'd rather just like, spend it on like two other perks other than that one. Because like if you really wanted to, you could get like let's say Juggernaut and Quick Revive and get more of its benefits out of it than that. Um, but I mean, I still like it. It really does help me, especially when I was in buried. I could have three guns. I could have an AR, I could have a heavy machine gun, then a ray gun Mark II, which is always helpful, or even the revolver is one of my favorite guns on the map.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would definitely put it like maybe a high A, high low C S.
I'm gonna have to agree with that too. Low S, high A. Freaking it was yeah, freaking I utilize it sometimes, but usually I'm always good with just two guns, but sometimes I'm like, yeah, you know what, fuck it, let me get a third one too. And like end up being like lucky with having like three good guns, a good freaking LMG, a fucking good fucking SMG, and then freaking your wonder weapon right there, bro. Right there. Yeah, freaking always been helpful, good utilizing it, and freaking yeah, freaking low S, high A. Yep. I'll give it that.
this perk is going in S tier for me. Um, I remember playing with this and buried in a couple other maps. I really like what it does. Being able to carry more weapons. Always is sounds promising. Haven't really had any issues with it. Um, so I would probably keep it at a S.
Brian?
Mhm. Honestly, A. To be honest, I mean it's useful to have three guns, but at the same time, you have to like pack a punch all three of them. So that's always difficult challenge to do sometimes. Not only that, like reloading, switching out guns, figure out like what's more useful, what's supposed to use last if there's no ammunition box. I mean, Cold War it's OP because when you upgrade it, it goes to like it drops like ammunition to the ground, so it'll be easier to collect some.
I'll give this one a high A because I do like the fact that you're able to carry a third weapon and extra like shit you can carry with you. But it is a little expensive, honestly. But overall, I still give it a high A.
I think it might be fair to put this behind Widow's one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That works.
Okay. Still
Cool.
considered high. Cool. Double tap. Now, definitely an OG. You know, definitely has helped me a lot. But I hate to say this, but I would honestly probably put this a high B. Reasoning is that, pretty much the only two things it does is it increases the fire rate of your gun and it increases the speed of each um fuck
Doesn't it increase damage?
yeah, increase damage, sorry. It increases the damage of it also, but I mean like it kind of sucks a little bit too, cause like you waste so much on that, and then um you get pack a punch and it does just about the same thing. And it's
Mm.
more of like a one-dimensional like type of perk where you don't really get any like other perks from it. I feel like how Widow's Wine does, or Mule Kick. I just feel like it. I feel like it kind of belongs more at a maybe like B here.
Uh, I give it a
Uh,
honestly give it a A. Classic perk. I always fucking that's one of my go tos for playing the BO 1, 2, and 3. Freaking always getting fucking double tap. Freaking. But since it's not in Cold War, they took it off in Cold War and BO6. And freaking kind of sucks because it's a classic perk. But based like what Zach said, freaking all it really does really increases the firepower and the fire rate. And I mean, whenever you pack a punch your gun, I mean, freaking, it's already double the fucking power and shit. Um, but yeah, but I give it A because nostalgia. Freaking classic perk. Yeah.
An opinion that I can respect. I think A sounds good. I mean, really, I like what it does for, being able to increase your fire rate for a gun, and especially in zombies. Um, it's also not that hard to find too, personally, whenever I've played it in the maps that I've done. Um, that's one thing I really like about it. Um, it does seem a little, it does kind of take the fun out of it, when you realize that, not that much different for like Pack a Punch, which, I think would be something that you would want to look forward to, basically, because, Pack a Punch is, anything advanced for a gun, so you would want to expect the same thing out of that. So I would probably keep it at an A on just my opinion alone. But Brian, Marco, what do you got?
I'll say
Oh,
sort of a B, I guess. I mean, it was useful back in BO1 and 2, but now it's so a bit rare to use it.
Okay.
Like, I mean, it does useful when you do double shots, but take more damage the zombies than special ones. But that's like until you get to like the highest rounds. So Marco,
I give that shit a C. Honesty, because I don't remember the fuck out of it.
You don't remember double tap?
No,
he doesn't
honestly, I
know
don't.
these.
Oof. Okay.
I know I've used it before, just I don't fucking remember it right now.
Oh, I see.
It's been so long since I touched that.
Okay, no worries, no worries. Well, I guess with that being said, we could probably um put this at like a mid B.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Take a mid
yeah,
B.
that works.
Might be fine a little bit
Works,
behind
works.
Tombstone. Cool. Alright. Deadshot Daiquiri. Definitely a fun one to use. I would probably personally, with the quality it has, with the auto lock that, you would expect from multiplayer to go to Call of Duty Zombies, I would probably put this at like maybe like a high, or I'm sorry, like a middle A, like not too high, but like middle A, because,
Okay.
headshots is definitely pretty good. Um, but would I say it's like the best quality perk? Probably not, but I mean for its pricing, it's pretty good. So probably like a mid to high A, I would say is appropriate for this.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm gonna give it like a mid, like low to mid A for me. I did like it. It was nice just to get for the headshots and all that. It was a lot easier to get through shit, but eh, I prefer giving it like a low to mid A.
I'm gonna give it a. I'm gonna give it an A. Freaking uh, useful perk for sure. And then like Zach said, for this pricing, the pricing is good too. But auto headshots, freaking as soon as you aim, fucking helpful. Fucking amps up your points too. So freaking and your scoring. Uh, yeah, yeah, I'm gonna stick it with A.
I had I don't really know this as well as like the other perks. I might have done maybe 1 or 2 rounds with it, but I don't really see it out there that often. But I just like the times that I did play with it in order to you know get rid of my enemies quicker. So, but I feel like I would have needed to get a better perspective by playing with it more. So I would probably give it a B ranking.
Very nice, Brian.
Mm, I say B is sort of useful in times, but also kind of not the perk to get immediately. So
You put it at a B?
yeah.
Okay. Okay, fuck. So I say probably like high A or high B.
Uh,
Does
That
that
works.
work ahead of quick revive?
Yeah, that worked. That should work.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I know some of us said like A or maybe B, so it's tiebreaker, I guess. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Juggernog. I
ooh,
would
Oh
say
shit.
low
oh
key.
shit.
Ooh,
I don't think this is one of those perks where it doesn't really need a introduction. But if y'all must know, this pretty much gives you like a whole nether set of health. Goes a long way. You see this perk, like, hey, this is the perk where you are going to go for. So I am also going to put this at a top S tier. That's my opinion.
I also give that a top S. Honestly, that's a really good perk. First one
Greatest perk.
I always
Yep.
get.
Yes.
Yep. Go to perk. Very first perk I would always get. Freaking fucking the Juggernog. The logo even shows it itself, bro. Extra fucking 100 more HP, not HP. Yeah, HP, much more fucking health. Freaking, you're able to freaking. I like combining it with Widow's Wine a lot because with that, you're already freaking protected with Widow's Wine, and then boom, you got fucking Juggernaut. So you're like kind of unstoppable with those two. Kind of. Not saying you are totally unstoppable, but it's a good combination. Um, but yeah, S tier right there, man. It's freaking. I remember the first time I started playing zombies, the strategy of playing in BO2 was get Jug first. You know, first fucking
Hmm.
fucking game. Um, yeah, S tier.
Here for me, I can't really say much that has been said, other than I really, like almost every map I played in zombies will have this perk, it's so iconic and it's usually like one of the first things that you think of whenever you have enough points. And I think that really says a lot about it. So S tier for me. Brian?
I say yes, no question.
Okay.
It doesn't need to explain itself.
All right.
You can't get rid of it. That's everyone's first go-to when you die and get respawn next to the next round. Well, after getting tagged, but
Fair
you
enough.
know, it's always been the whole game of every map.
Okay, so obviously I don't think this is gonna be questionable, but first one,
No,
Hmm.
easily best
easily.
best perk ever.
Top down
Okay,
again.
Vulture definitely one of my favorite perks. I think this is almost identical to Widow's Wine in a way. I mean, obviously opposite benefits. One focuses more on like tactical or what you have on yourself. The other focuses more on like, banking in cash or ammunition. Um, with that being said, I would honestly kind of put this at a low S, maybe very, very high A. If it's a high A, I would probably put it like right next to Widow's Wine, just 'cause like it's really helpful if you really need some ammunition. Um, 'Cause like, if you go through the Witch's Hut, let's just say in like BO2, you lose all your cash, like you're gonna need something to fucking gain some cash faster. It may not be a lot, but like as you get kills, you'll notice that you get more of those cash pouches or just ammunition. And it's just a really helpful perk. And honestly, it's not even that expensive. I think it's like what? It's almost like 4,000. It's like 3,000 actually, isn't it?
I believe it is like around 3,000.
I think it's 3,000. So yeah, it's really not that expensive in terms of like getting a good quality perk. So honestly, yeah, probably like a low S, high A.
I am on board with you. I will give that a low S to high A. It's a really good perk, like you said. It does have like the almost the same benefits as Widow's Wine, but more approaching towards like the other shit.
Hmm.
So I
Yeah,
actually really like this perk. So.
I'm gonna agree with both of y'all's freaking the same freaking low S, freaking good perk. It gives you ammo and gives you points. Fucking yeah. I mean, I don't see no bad things, and I think you get to locate stuff too, so it helps too. Like with big maps, like you were saying with the Witch's Hut, it shows you. No, sorry, the buried. It shows you the locations, the general areas of each perk and mystery box and shit. Yeah.
Right.
I'll give it a yeah. Reckon Lois.
I would probably give it an A. Um, this one isn't as well known in my opinion as, Juggernaut or yeah, Speed Cola or Juggernaut, which we just went through, and the impact it has. The impact on this one, I think it has like quite a bit to offer in terms of like being able to find stuff, and just like surviving, which is good. And but usually it's you can find it at times, especially in the buried map, on the left of that church. My experience, it's prominent enough. I think, usually you could get it for like a not bad of a price too. Um, I would probably keep it at an A.
Brian?
I mean, I say low S tier because it is like usable to get your gun, get some big cash, get your other perks. Between not not that expensive when getting it.
Okay.
Did he just tab out? He fucking did.
All that
He's like,
crap.
Yeah,
yeah,
he's gone.
I just rate it, and I'm done for the day.
Yeah. I read it. I'm
He
leaving the
was.
Discord
He
chat.
gave up.
I leave it.
All that crap you gave Jesse and I for meeting ourselves. That's what you do.
Thank you so much for your rating, Brian. With that being said, we're gonna put this at a F tier. No, I'm just kidding.
Brian's like, oh, we're already done.
No, for some reason it just glitched on me.
You're good, and we're fucking with you.
Don't lie. Don't
What do you
lie to
wanna?
yourself.
What do you wanna rate this though?
I said S tier, low.
Low S tier. Okay. So half of us said S, half of us pretty much said like A. I think
Yep.
fairly enough might go a little ahead of Widow's one.
Yeah. I'll
Sounds
give him
good.
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look at that, guys. We got our tier list done for Call of Duty Zombie Perks.
Yeah.
With that being said, I think we're gonna call it a night, and thank you guys so much for watching. We really appreciate you guys coming in to listen or watch us do what we do. Try to
You
be
need a
entertainment.
little revive.
Need a little shut the fuck up. Like I said earlier in the video, feel free to hit us up if you're interested in like a shirt or a sweatshirt. My nipples are cold, man. I need my sweater.
Damn, what the fuck?
Calm down.
Hey, bro, you can't fucking blame me. You know how
Yeah.
when I get okay, it's my turn.
Don't forget.
Brian, you're gay.
Hmm.
Yeah, I did it. Get memed, bitch. Okay, go on.
Connor, you
Don't
said
don't forget to buy our shirts and sweaters. Otherwise, one of us is gonna meet ourselves again. If you don't, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, share with your close ones. Take care, 805.
Jesse.
thanks for tuning in. Hope our tier listing is valid for you guys as viewers who know anything about COD and the zombies and shit. Take care.
Well, with that being said, well, later on, guys.
See you next time.
Alrighty then.
All right.
That was everyone else. I'm Zach, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Take it easy, 805. Have a good rest of your years.
Yeah.
See
Peace.
ya.
Later, fool.